Greetings, fellow thinkers and drinkers. I have talked in separate videos about the importance to the world of hard rock and heavy metal of the release in 1970 of both the Black Sabbath debut and Deep Purple in rock. Now, as with many things in life, all good things come in threes, and this is no less the case here. For June the 19th, 1970, 2 weeks after In Rock, and 5 months after the Black Sabbath debut, we got the debut album from Uriah Heep. I can't say it. This title just has a flagrant disregard for received pronunciation. I can't pronounce it. It is often overlooked. The other two are more celebrated, but that is unfair and unjust. We're talking about what did go on to become hard rock and heavy metal, and this is equally valid. This is an equal vital contributory factor. It is, as an album, it occupies something of the middle ground. It is not as heavy as either of them, but it is not as thematically styled as the Black Sabbath debut, and it does not have the intent of In Rock. However, having said that, it is proggier than the other two by a considerable distance. It has much more variety in terms of style. Ken Hensley is very dominant on here, more so than Mick Box. And yes, you can hear John Lord influences, I think. I don't think it'd be unfair to say that. It may have been that while Deep Purple were recording tracks for In Rock, that this was the occasion they were sharing the studio with Uriah Heep. And something may have rubbed off one way or the other. But it's a really good record, I have to say. And it would be unfair not to mention it, having mentioned the other two, and emphasize their importance to what was to come. Let's just a quick look at the tracks here. Gypsy, we all know Gypsy. They still play it. Very heavy for the time, I guess. It could have been on either. This one could have been either on In Rock or Black Sabbath. But it's still it's anthemic, it's heavy, and it was a hallmark of Uriah Heep. It still has melodic content. But this is the heaviest song on here. Walking in Your Shadow, yes, okay, it's still kind of heavy, yes. Heavy now. You have to try and imagine what it was like in 1970. Again, perhaps not as dramatic as either of the other two. But still, this is another really good song. It has that... There's a certain degree of accessibility about a lot of their songs. Even the heavier stuff, and this is no exception. Okay, Come Away Melinda is not your typical ballad. It's an ethereal sounding, mellow song. You know, if Sabbath could get away with Planet Caravan and Solitude, this is actually better in many ways. It's kind of in that vein, but the vocals are better easily. Just all over this record, David Byron, what a great voice he had. But both he and Ian Gillan are obviously light years ahead of Osborne when it comes to vocals. You just cannot compare. Okay, Lucy Blues. Yeah, alright. This is a pretty boring, pretty uninspired blues number with some good playing to redeem it. Dream Mare, nice, it's catchy, isn't it? It's more rock orientated. But again, it still has that commercial appeal. Real Turned On is just some good old time rock and roll, and there's nothing wrong with that. We can all get behind that. It's a good song. I Keep On Trying, it's another strong track. Sorry, I missed that one, didn't I? Real Turned On. No, I did that. I'm getting confused. I'll Keep On Trying, yes. Again, it's more expressive. Expressive, not the word. More varied, certainly, than anything on the Sabbath or Purple albums here. But again, not that heavy. It's a rock song. It's not a metal song. But it's a very good song. And finally, Wake Up, Set Your Sights. Perhaps more experimental, the epic to end the album. Again, very strong. Can't say it's that heavy. However, I think this album's reputation, in terms of the heavy metal impact and influence, is largely based around Gypsy, and to some extent, perhaps, Walking in Your Shadow. But that does not detract at all from the quality of the album. And this could be the missing link between Black Sabbath and Deep Purple in rock. It is the most varied of the three, certainly, in terms of style. And if it's not that heavy, it's nonetheless still very influential to this day. We all know where Heep went with this ultimately, and how they progressed. Often seen as a poor man's Deep Purple, that is a very, very unfair classification of the band, who are still going today and still producing, as are Deep Purple, some very, very good music, perhaps some of the best of their career. So anyway, I thought it was only fair to mention that, since I did put emphasis on the importance of the other two. Perhaps we'll come back to Uriah Heep. Come back to Uriah Heep some point in the future. I haven't yet decided. Unless there's a great demand, then I will decide. So until then, I thank you for your tolerance. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all those good things. And until next time, Mashonkier.